Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters all over the world. Welcome back in life planning and life choices. So wish you all had a very, very good Bayram and welcome back in our show. So in the previous 3 episodes, we spoke about how to plan for your life, how to set some disciplines, how to set a goal, a vision for your life. Not just to live life as is and be just a regular person. This is not us. And this is not as Muslims should be there. And in order to do this, you have to possess some skills, some competencies in order to achieve this goal. They are like the tools. And without these tools, you will not be able to achieve your plan. And this will be today's episode about competencies or skills of success. There are certain skills, some are technical and some related to your behavioral skills, you should possess. So this will be our topic for today's. So, are you ready to possess these skills? Did you know them? So let's get to know these skills together tonight and how to learn them and how to know that you already possess these skills in what era or stage in your life. So dear brothers and sisters, so please stay with us. This will be very, very, very important topic for you to achieve your plan and achieve your success.
Chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, dear brothers and sisters, welcome back again. So our topic today are skills of success. What are the skills and how to learn them in order to achieve your preset plan or achieve success in your life, even in your career life or your personal life. So first I want to welcome my guests and starting with Mr. Ahmed.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam wa barakatuh. Welcome back in our episode.
Back. It's a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So,
hello, my name is Muhammad Arif and
welcome Mr. Muhammad. Honor to have you.
Yeah,
on Life
it's
Choices.
a pleasure to have you.
Thank you so much. So,
Assalamu alaikum, and I'm glad to be with you again in this interest in Life Choices program, really.
Thank you, Mr. Abdullah.
My pleasure.
So in today's episode and the topic of tonight, related to skills, what do you think about the idea that you should have certain skills in order to achieve success in your life? When we just listen the word skills, what comes in your mind?
Skills, maybe your points of strength, your characteristics that enable you to communicate with people, to do hard tasks, to think objectively, to be ready and to be able to face the challenges of life.
Very good, very, very valid point. Yes, correct. Sir Muhammad.
When we speak about skills, what I think about is the knowledge to do something.
Okay.
The knowledge that you possess to achieve something. That's what I think skill is about.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I like the word knowledge because they are pure knowledge.
True.
When you have a skill, you know something about this skill. You know what to do, when, with who, at which situation. So it's being translated in your brain into knowledge and being processed into your actions.
Exactly.
So they are, I call it info in your brain, processed to be knowledge. And they are always expressed in your interactions with others.
So
right?
it's like a computer.
Like a computer.
Yeah.
Really. So Abdullah, what do you think about?
Yeah, skills, I may say like personal tools that one can use to get.
I love the word tools. I call it tools.
Like the personal one, not just any tools, because there is many tools in life, but the personal tools are my skills. And these kind of tools that maybe I have it before, maybe I just gained it by experience, whatever. So I may say personal tools that I can, what I understand about the word skills.
Very, very bad point. And I like the word tools because I see these skills, they are really like tools in your hand. Ahmed, you just said it's like a computer.
Yeah.
All right. When you have a computer or any electronic device, a tablet or a laptop or PC, any computer device, sorry, there are some applications that will support you to work on this computer.
Exactly.
So you have programs that help you in typing, you have programs in designing a presentation,
Yeah.
you have some numerical and calculation softwares, right? And they are a lot.
Exactly.
So without these applications, would you be able to use the computer?
Of course not.
No.
So they are tools, right?
Yes, exactly.
Same for you as an individual. You should have some tools in order to achieve success in your life. And speaking of these tools or skills, you know, some people in the corporate world, because I come from a corporate background, they call it competency.
Oh.
So they have something like a competency model.
Potentials could be.
Sorry?
Potentials.
No, they call it competencies.
Mm-hmm.
So they have something called competency framework, where they have something called competency model. They have a pyramid or circles shape, and they tell you these are the competencies or the skills that you need to possess at this level of your employment. So if you are a manager, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4. If you are on an entry level, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4. When you are a senior manager, when you are a board member, you should have these skills. And they also have something called competency dictionary, when they have a definition for each competency at each level. They have lines as indicators because they start to monitor your performance, technical and behavioral performance, by the way. Both. Behavioral is ethical.
Professional behavior, okay.
Yeah, because sometimes they have a competency related to working with numbers, calculations, etc. For the people, they are working in strategy and finance, etc. And at the same time, they have team building, communication, such competencies. So they monitor your performance versus the preset criteria mentioned in the competency dictionary they designed in this corporation.
Sounds complicated.
Sounds complicated. So we are here to make it easier for the individual.
For us, please, yeah.
Yeah, because in the corporate world, they have professionals already working on this, and they already spent lifetime in developing and designing such a framework.
So to make it easier for us, like you just mentioned that it's skills of success. What type of skills that someone needs to have to go for success? What types of skills we're talking about here?
This is a very good question. You have two types of success, two types of skills, sorry.
Skills, yeah.
So you have some technical skills. These technical skills are more related to your career because everyone has two lives. You have your career life, you work, and you have your personal life, professional and personal. And same for competencies. You have professional and you have personal. When you have your professional skills or competencies, let's call it skills in order to make it easy, when it is related to your professional life, they are skills related to your career. All right?
Okay.
And there are some skills are related to your personal life.
Yeah.
So if you're asking about the naming the skills themselves.
Or examples for it, like just to make it easier for me.
Good. If we speak of your personal life first.
Yeah.
Good. First, you need to have listening skills.
Very important, yeah.
Very, very, very important. And I see that many people, they forget about it. Because, you know, sometimes you have some emotion about an idea and you want to express it.
Yeah.
What is the way you're going to express it?
If
you
no one to
speak
listen.
it out. So you start to speak. to speak. But
If no one to listen, it's in vain.
in vain, and if you didn't listen, you cannot see the picture.
Yeah, I just know some saying by Winston Churchill, the Prime Minister of Britain in the Second World War.
All right.
He says, courage is what it takes to stand up and speak. Courage is what it takes to sit down and listen.
Yes,
Oh.
yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
Very, very valid. Yes, correct. Because when you listen more, you see more. When you speak more, you see less.
Yeah.
It's about visibility. Let's imagine here that you all started to speak about a subject,
All of us.
the three of you.
Yeah.
And I'm on my position,
Mm.
but I'm listening to you. I'm the one who had complete picture about the idea you are discussing
Yeah.
more than the three of you.
Yeah, you can see it from the point of views of the three subjects.
people
The
speaking.
outsider.
Yeah.
Yes.
I see the big picture. Same happens with someone who started to listen. Because when you listen more, you read more. You make people to speak up, and you listen to them. So you start to know what they are thinking of, what are their beliefs, what are their thinking about a matter or an issue. And you start to process it in your brain. It happens automatically, by the way.
And you know what, me as a teacher,
Mm-hmm.
speaking about the four skills in teaching, you have to we start with listening, then you move to
Yes.
speaking. So listening comes right before speaking, because you can't speak without listening.
Yes.
Because listening to, I'm a foreign language teacher, so you
Mhm.
have to listen to the people, the natives that speak the language, to listen from them, and then you imitate or try to speak like them. You just
Yes.
take the language, acquire the language from them. So listening is much more important than
Mhm.
speaking.
Yes, listening, I consider it's a golden skill.
So, if what you said, like Ahmed and you, it's listening is the first personal skill to achieve
It
success,
is-
and
it
listening
is
is the
one of the
first
most
skill to
important.
learn a new language.
Exactly.
True.
Mm.
Actually, learning a new language, I cannot consider it's a personal or behavioral skill.
Mhm.
But
It's the first skill to learn, as Ahmed's saying, or
it is the first skill you need to possess in order to learn or to
start
teach
a new language.
a new language.
Yeah.
And not just in the language world, it's everywhere.
Exactly.
And you know that one of the sales techniques
Mhm.
and in some sales courses, listening is an pillar. It's a pillar component in a sales course.
Mm.
True.
Because you have to listen to the customer in order to know what are the needs
Yes.
or the pain or the problems of your customer. You cannot know them while you are speaking.
True.
Because everyone speaks at a time. You both speak at the same time, right?
True.
So you have to listen to your customer. So it's very, very, very important skill. Actually, another one is communication. And I see communication as crucial because you really need to know how to communicate. And communication, I see it it's a problem on the individual level and even on country level.
Mm-hmm.
The better communication you have, the better understanding you have, the better results everyone on table will have. So communication and listening. This is the beginning.
Mhm.
Let's talk about your professional life because I do care about your professional life. Really.
Yeah.
Because, and this is something for our audience, your professional life is really, really important. Me, myself, I consider it 60 to 70%. Maybe to others, they are 50-50. And by the way, 50-50 is a very, very good balance. But I always see that if your professional life is not good as much as more than 50%, then you will have a problem. Due to the economic situations that we have these days, the fast world we live in. So your professional life are the pillars supporting your personal life. Imagine with me if your professional life or your career is very weak
Or you're jobless.
or jobless. What will you be able to do? Will they have the mood and the brain and the energy to take care of your children, your wife, your home, your family? I doubt.
It will
Do
start
you
to
agree?
affect your personal life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you have to take care of your professional life in order to support your personal life. It's a way to live good.
No, I think it's up to a point, you know, both of them are intermingled, personal and you know, and professional skills. They're intermingled. That you can use some technique or some skill you do in your in your career, and you know, you just use it in your personal life, and vice versa.
Yes.
'Cause
You
they're
use communication
intermingled.
at home and in your office.
Yeah.
But on different level. Of course, you don't communicate with your wife or your parents or your children same way you communicate with your colleagues,
Exactly.
with your boss, with your clients. Same way they are communication, but different method.
I mean, just an example. Let's take an example. Work under pressure, for example. You know, you have to do something for your kids, and you're in a limited time. Have to do something for them. So work under pressure. It's, you know, this. All of us need this in their career, in their professional
Yes,
life.
correct.
And you do need this sometimes in you know, points like these. You have to do
Working
something
under pressure,
in a limited
Ahmed,
time.
I see it because I have witnessed many courses these days about the anger management. And
It's a
actually
movie.
due to the, and it's a movie by Adam Sandler, I see,
Yeah.
I remember it. Anger management, because in today's business world, stress is very, very cruel. Too much stress. And because the business is all about the money. And when it comes to money, believe me, in the corporate world, no joke. They don't know their parents, and I have witnessed this in many, many, many board meetings.
Tough.
Tough.
Yeah.
I have seen brothers, sons, slaying each other. Yes.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's a
Taking
difficult
them
word.
off the board.
Yeah, it's not literally. I mean, in business, you know.
Yes. I have seen a son voting to kick off his father out of the board.
Oh.
I have witnessed this, and this is not far. And this is the law of the business. It is not good, I see, on the ethical level, but this is how it is. So too much stress, and you know, the more you grow in your professional life, the more stress you will have.
You got too much at stake.
Too much at stake and
Yeah.
too much responsibility. At the end, sometimes when you reach the level of a CEO, for example, you are responsible for a complete company. Sometimes you have a worker did a mistake, crucial mistake. The press, this is for the big companies, the press or the board will not go to this worker and tell him, you made a mistake. No, they will come to the CEO because he is responsible for everything. The more you grow, the more you will carry on your shoulders. So your
The
muscles
bar
has
is
to be
rising
good.
all the time.
Sorry?
The bar is rising all the
The
time.
bar is rising. And when you carry something on your shoulders and muscles should be really, really tough in order to be able to carry it and carry it properly. Right?
Yeah.
This comes through a set of skills. When we speak about CEOs, CFOs, operation managers, strategy directors, these big titles in the corporate world, they have possessed a set of skills over their career life in order to be in such position. In the beginning of your life, because we were speaking about life planning, when we link it to your life plan, and in the beginning of your life while you're planning, some skills are crucial in the beginning of your professional life. Listening, yes. Selling skills, sales skills. Even if you're working in accounting. Strange, huh?
Sales skills.
Sales skills.
Okay.
Strange, huh?
How so?
How so? Many people and many of you, our audience, you think that sales is only for sales persons who sell products to clients. But actually no. You know why? Because your colleague is your client. Your boss is your client. So you have to possess this skill.
You have to learn how to convince.
How to convince.
Yeah.
And this is spoke about by Robin Sharma in a book called The Art of Persuasion. How to persuade the one in front of you. And these days we deliver this as consultancy and training for the HR people. How to sell your idea. And sometimes how to sell a job. Really.
Like you market or like to speak about yourself.
Yes.
Why you should hire me.
Yes.
Like,
And there are many articles about about this topic these days. How to market yourself, how to sell yourself. And you have some social media helping you out about this. It's like marketing, like LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is a very popular one. Just
Right. For this, I have a very important question,
Sure.
and I just need your advice for the fresh grads. Every fresh grad, after graduation, now I just want to get a job, and I just need to prepare my own CV. And it's just a point, you write about your personal skills. And speaking about this point, because I just saw this, what can I write here? What other skills do I need to write to convince the employer that I'm the proper one for this job? So just need your advice for them, and even if they have to write something depending on the reality that I have something real in me, it's a skill, and I just want to write it. So what are the skills that the fresh grads need at this stage of their lives?
I have seen dozens of resumes, and I would like to link it by writing your resume, because I just had a comment on Facebook from one of our friends, the show friends. He asked for, I want to know how to write my resume. And it was just yesterday. I wish that it would be earlier to make this episode about how to write his resume, and this is something fresh grads are really needing something like this. Because the people who are already worked in the market, they already don't have a problem, and it's a big deal with their resume. But back again to the point, I don't see that writing the skills in your resume became these days something would the recruiter or the CV screener would admire about. Because if you write skills that you have, communication, presentation, you would put more technical skills like some about the numericals, the statistics maybe, and the company would set a program to test you in. It's called sometimes a business case. So they put you in like an exam or a case study, and they put you in real situation to test this skill. Let's say that you have statistics skills, you have analytical mindset. They set you in a statistics test.
But it's not related to the job, it's just a test before you are hired.
Test before you are hired, and they are always related to your job.
So you're saying like it's not only like or all about the CV or the resume?
No. For the fresh grads, they see you as you are the new one in the market. So sometimes, and it depends from a company to another, nothing exclusive here, because they want someone who is energetic, and and sometimes people who can work within the frame, respect the rules. Because some people, especially the young, they are not experienced yet.
Of course.
So they show how much they are enthusiastic, they are very energetic, but for the professional one, sometimes they say, no, Muhammad, he will not respect the rules. This guy can work over the bars. All right? While Ahmed, he could work with this. So we'll speak about this after the short break. So we'll go for a short break, dear brothers and sisters, and we'll be back again. Please don't go anywhere. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters, and life choices and about skills of success. This episode is like an introduction to the skills you need to possess. And starting from the next episode next week, we'll start to explore each skill. We will have around 15 skills on 15 episodes discussing the skills in details. So please would like to share your thoughts, your questions about tonight's topic on the numbers displayed on the screen now. And if we back again to you, Mr. Ahmed, you were speaking about writing some skills in your resume, or someone's resume. Actually, I see in the Egyptian market especially, we sometimes screen CVs, people writing presentation skills, communication, negotiation, analytical skills, etc. But over my experience, for the fresh grads, the screeners or people from HR, they don't put too much effort about testing the fresh grad. And through our discussion during the break, it differs in the Egyptian market, and it differs from the university. Because if you got graduated from Harvard Business School, yes, you are not regular fresh grad. You get graduated from Harvard in order to be a manager.
Because it's not just stressful, you know, there.
It's a different world, it's a new level. But for the general fresh grads, especially in Egypt or most of the Middle East, they don't put so much effort with the fresh grad to test their skills. But if you write something in your resume, you should really know it. Because you cannot write communication and you don't know what is communication, or you didn't practice it. Maybe you had a course. I had a course 10 years ago, and I didn't work with it. So I cannot write it in my resume. Yes, I have the certificate, but at the end, certificate is a paper. I don't have the knowledge, so I don't write in my resume.
So it's better to be honest on your resume then.
Honest. Because when you face an HR person and they are testing a certain skill and they need a profile with negotiation skills, okay, for example, of course they will test your negotiation skills, and if you failed, it will be very, very bad image. Sometimes you have the skill, but the test would be a bit tough, fine, but they discover that this was a lie. No, excuse me,
this will be bad.
This dishonesty.
Yeah.
All right. So we continue about the skills, and back again to the professional skills you need to possess. I see and this is even for fresh grad, sorry, you should have some numerical skills. Yes, we spoke about the sales and why, and we'll display it and discuss it more in details in later episodes. But what about the numbers? Numbers are really important, because sometimes I meet people in corporate world, we hate numbers, we don't like numbers. Why are you working in a company? Even if you are working in a kitchen, you use numbers.
True.
Numbers is like oxygen in our life. And not just numbers. When we speak numerical skills or numerical abilities, and there are many, many tests on these skills, we speak of some analytical skills, how you read the numbers. We people as economists, we see numbers and we run scenarios about these numbers. Not just a number. We don't read it as just a number. It has something behind, that it will evolve later into something else. Into another number, another scenario, so of course another result. But for you as a fresh grad, you don't have to take this complicated level. Just the entry level. And your career will take care of it, step by step. But you really, really have to know some numerical abilities. And you can develop it at home. There are many courses and there are many online courses. It's difficult these days in order to learn anything you want. Anything. They are all over the web, right? You can download it from YouTube, all right?
So financial management is under these numerical skills, right?
Of course.
Okay.
And you need to know some finance in the beginning, but not complicated finance, just to know
Personal
outlines,
finance,
the hints about it.
True.
Yeah,
And
so
this will develop you for later to be a future manager, by the way.
Mm.
speaking about age stages, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I just find something like contradiction for what you said a short time ago, that you know, skills grow and the responsibilities grow with the passing of time. So how about that man who says, "Oh, I can't do that now. I'm the age that I can't do that now." But you do have the skill. I think you do have the skill at this age. You have the skill. So how come some people have skills and they can do this kind of task at this time exactly? So does age affect the skills that I have?
Actually, I see it, yes, it affects, because if you at the age of 30
Mm-hmm.
and you did not possess these elementary skills in the beginning of your life, of course you will see it from another perspective and you will learn it from the beginning. But if you already possessed it, but you need to take it from a level to another, of course it differs. Because let's take communication. When I communicate while I'm a fresh person in the work level, I'm just an entry person.
Mm.
I use communication with my colleagues, right? And 10 years later, I became an executive. I'm a board member.
Mm.
Of course, I communicate with my colleagues who are board members too. So communication here is still communication, but it went to another new level.
Yeah.
And believe me, it's more technical and harder level.
I can
And
imagine.
yes, and in the corporate world, really sometimes we speak and laugh in front of each other, but when it comes to numbers and the presentation of each one, it's really, really, really tough.
Tough and dry.
Tough and dry, yes.
Emotionless.
Yes, and I always heard a saying from, I consider him one of my mentors.
Mm-hmm.
You always need to be covered in every single detail of your presentation, because you will have someone in the board or in the meeting, tricky question, or tell you simply where this number came from.
Ah.
So it's a presentation and it's a fight at the same time. You have to be
Yes.
covered.
And something else, I used to know someone who is a master of statistics,
Mhm.
but when he tests someone, he comes with very, 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 very easy statistical information. You know, sometimes you see in presentations this pie chart,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay, and this is something we teach in statistics. This pie chart represents always percentages. It cannot represent numbers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this circle, or this pie, the sum of it has to equal 100%. The sum. I know percentages cannot be summed, but you have this circle,
Mm-hmm.
and you have a triangle of it that represents 30%,
Mm-hmm.
and another one 40. So now we have 70,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm.
The left is 30.
That's
You cannot have another 40.
true.
It's a disaster in statistics. When someone who understands statistics see it, he will make a joke out of you. And I used to know he was a director, a board member, and he was testing in this. He sets a chart and he sees it in the presentation, and when he sees this pie chart, hold on please the presentation, don't turn off the slide, and he sees what is the sum of the percentages. And believe me, I have witnessed people, they fail in this test.
Mm.
It has to be 100%. And they made 120, 105, 110. Sorry. So numerical skills are oxygen, believe me, in the corporate world. If you want to exceed in your work, whatever your profession is, if you work in a restaurant, if you work in a company, numbers will represent everything. Let's take an example of the restaurant. You have people entering the restaurant and make it a rush hour in a certain time of the day. Let's call it lunch, for
Mhm.
example, right? So by knowing One, how many people enter your restaurant, you make a conclusion that this is a rush time. Everything should be ready. We need extra staff at this hour. You used statistics, by the way, in this, right?
Yeah.
And in the corporate world, hey, come on, we have dozens of examples.
Use statistics to prepare, to
Yes.
analyze and prepare.
Yes, analyze and prepare.
Yeah.
And not complicated level of statistics, because the complicated level are only for the people who are working in finance and strategy. These are, they take statistics to a very, very deep level. All right?
Okay.
So we spoke about numerical, and it represents some statistics and a bit of finance. We spoke about sales. These are for your professional skills. All right? Okay. Let's go a bit to the personal, in order we cannot forget the personal life. Well, we will be machines if we just take care of you, of our professional life.
True.
Right? So, what are the difficulties that already faced each one of you in a personal situation with friends, families, a one that already your mind picked it up when I said a problem that you faced with a friend, with family?
Well, it always happens with me and lots of people, especially my mother tells me that, you know, this is a problem with you. That I'm afraid, I'm always afraid and embarrassed to make someone frustrated. Even though they may cause a problem for me, you know. I'm just, no, I don't want to upset them. I don't want to make them sad. Although I'm really angry about them for what they did with me. I just find myself, I'm not flexible, and I'm not, you know, yeah, I'm not flexible to deal with them, to make them understand that they did something wrong to me without knowing it.
So we speak here about flexibility. So Muhammad.
So I guess that would be communication, because
Communication.
yeah, for me, I've been living on my own for a while now in Egypt, and my family is in Malaysia. So usually all the stuff that's happening to me, I just kept it to myself. So, you know, sometimes it's sometimes it's a bit hard to let anyone else know what's going on in my life.
So it's communication for you, Mr. Muhammad.
Yeah, I think I have to work on that.
So, Mr. Abdullah.
Difficulties, personal skills. I don't think I have that much, but I would say what may, like my immediate group, like people living with me, suffer from me of is sometimes I don't care about something, like there's a serious, I don't take something seriously.
Okay.
I'm a kind of person who like, okay, there is a trouble there, okay, just forget about it. Stay there.
Okay, accountability.
It's not
All
accountability. I am an accountable person. But what I'm just like saying, if something that don't take it seriously.
Okay.
There's a lot of things in life that people exaggerate it and keep thinking and talking about it like many times, and it's not serious. Something like we can say tiny little thing, we can say it's worthless to talk or to even think about it. But I found like maybe my friends, my family, they keep thinking and talking about this tiny little thing with a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of exaggeration, and then I keep myself away.
Okay.
So they find me like, yeah.
I have a question just to ask you. Well, so you don't take it seriously, but let's imagine that you have a task to do. Do you do it at the end?
No, when it comes to serious thing,
Yeah.
I'm serious.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So you just can't call yourself easygoing, you know.
Yes, that's something. I call myself like easygoing. I take the tiny thing easily. But my family and my friends, they suffer from me. Like they maybe sometimes they hate me because of this.
Okay, so we have accountability, communication,
accountability.
and flexibility.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
These are all crucial skills in anyone's life. They are like pillars. And because really the skills of we are speaking now, they are like pillars. So the pillars has to be strong in order to be able to carry your life on. All right? So when we speak about flexibility, and I faced this many times, when comes flexibility when it comes a problem that you're not flexible, it makes people run away from you because you are a dead end.
Mm.
They see you from the beginning of the discussion, he's a dead end.
Yeah.
Don't bother yourself.
Mhm.
Don't go for it from the beginning.
Mm.
So sometimes you'll find yourself alone.
Mm.
And this is not only in your family or your personal life,
It's professional as well, yeah.
because it's a system. It runs here, it runs there.
Yeah, exactly.
So the question or the correct point here, how to be flexible.
Yeah.
We spoke at the beginning of the episode about what skill. What is the most crucial skill?
Listening.
Listening.
Listening,
Yeah.
yes.
The more you listen, the more you understand, the more you will be flexible.
So I need to listen more.
You need to listen more and convince yourself that there is another opinion in life that could be right and I'm wrong.
But I'm not opinionated, by the way.
So he's not flexible at all, really.
Look. All right. I'll listen.
Sorry. So,
Have my word. I will listen.
so you have to listen first and you have to face yourself. Because facing yourself is really, really difficult task.
Mhm.
To face yourself and tell yourself in the mirror, the one inside you, the inner Ahmed,
Mhm.
to tell him you were mistaken in this or you were correct in this.
Mm.
You have to stop and look inside and talk to the one inside and be able to face the one inside. Sometimes we have right opinion. We could have an issue and you have a right opinion and my opinion is right as well.
Mhm.
Both could work, but it's not a must to be yours.
True.
Sometimes you have a right opinion, but another opinion could be better. Yours is not wrong, but there is a better way. All ways leads to Rome,
Mhm.
but there is a shorter way. This doesn't mean that all the ways are wrong.
True.
They're longer, right? Sorry. Speaking of communication,
Mhm.
I see it. Sorry, because I have a tooth in my throat. I see it. It is a pillar. And tell me why and how it is a pillar.
Because it's how you have a social life by trying to communicating with others. But the thing is, sometimes I just don't talk about my issues. I just feel like, you know,
Keep it to myself.
yeah, I keep it to
just,
myself. I mean, like,
don't talk about it.
it's a big news for me, but I just don't feel like telling them, you know.
You can tell me, by the way, but not now. Yeah.
It's just something like that because I don't know how they will react. I've been with them for a while, so yeah, I just keep some things to myself.
Okay, so yes. By the way, just as he mentioned, communication is that important because it's one of the human nature.
Mhm.
Like God created us to be in a group. God created us to be with a community. It's something like by nature. Like
Mm.
that's how God created us to be.
Man is born sociable.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's something like this. It's when Allah created us, different colors, different people. We know how to speak. We get married. We give birth. So these kind of thing, it's crucial to have communication because it's something very crucial to our like origins, our nature,
Mhm.
to be with a group, to be with people. But I think with Arif, as he just said, like to keep something for your own self, like to be afraid that how others going to receive this or to accept my
news.
whatever I have to tell them or to say to them.
Mhm.
So do we still, this is a communication problem or what do you think?
Yes, because I see communication when you want to master communication and know how to communicate.
Mhm.
You really need to understand the one in front of you. Let's imagine that you came from a country to a country. You came from Malaysia,
Yeah.
that's a country that really I love because it's economic tower in the world, within Asia. And you came to Egypt. Sometimes you face a difficulty in communication.
Mm.
Maybe language
Yeah, it
barrier,
took a while to adapt.
different culture, different nature, different everything.
True.
So you need to understand the one in front of you, the new culture, the new language, visibility. And it comes again by listening more to understand more.
Listen. Okay.
All right?
All right.
So, accountability.
I am accountable. Okay. By the way, I used to get to work as a customer care, so it's part of me to care about people.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, I just sometimes people exert so much effort speaking about something that is not worthy. That's it. And they look at me, why you do think it's not worthy? It's like to think about you, why you're not sharing the nonsense with us. Sorry to say that, but it's sometimes like this.
Actually, Abdullah, I see it. It's feeling the situation itself, or estimating the situation.
Yeah, maybe I have a different, yes, it's different view.
Because let's say that
They say it big, I say it.
yes,
Mhm.
I have came up to my mind a very, very simple example. Let's see that a wolf is coming, a dog, not a wolf, a dog, coming towards us.
Mhm.
We could see it a threat, but you could see it a friend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it could happen.
So again, it's estimation. You need really to how to estimate about this, and this is something we'll speak in details about it in later episodes. How to have a real accountability, because it differs. Sometimes you see this is a serious situation to Muhammad, but it's not to yours.
No, I still insist that this is not a problem, because, you know, you don't have to show that you're serious to make others convinced that you're thinking seriously about this matter. Maybe you deep in your heart and your mind, you know that I'm really serious, but I'm just funny, you know.
Yes,
I
you're
will
funny,
do
but
it.
It's not
You
a
don't
problem.
you don't have
They
to.
think it's a problem.
Yeah, I don't have to be stressed. I will do it. Just don't worry. Just like a driver, a taxi driver, for
Yes.
example.
yes, because it's about
Yeah.
all accountability, and this is something will be discussed in details later. But again, this is time of the show, so we thank you all being our guests in the show, and this will be discussed in details for each skill. Later episodes. Next week we have a skill, one complete episode for a single skill. Please stay with us, follow the next week's show, and learn something new for you and your life. So thank you, Mr. Ahmed.
You're welcome.
Mr. Muhammad,
It's a
thank you for
pleasure.
being our guest, and thank you, Mr.
Thank you for
Abdullah.
having
Thank
me.
you, everyone, and see you next week.
Chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Choices, chances, dreams and goals, many mixed emotions in my heart and soul. For some I made a plan and did the best I can. If God wills, things can happen. After all, I'm just a man. Ooh.